Right.
I'm checking. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
I don't see it. Let me see.
Yeah, I think it's like a delay though, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't.
Oh, because it's showing the little live icon and everything.
Yeah, you can see it on Facebook or just, I'm looking on Facebook to make sure. There we go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah, I see it right now, live with Restream.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
1 second to fix this
Okay.
here.
Matter of fact, I wonder if should
I'm
I?
going to share this link into the invite so people
Okay,
can get to it. Yeah.
cool.
1 second.
Okay.
Okay, it should be there.
Hey, nice.
Oh, this is so stressing. Hi, everyone. Assalamu alaikum. We're trying to get our technical difficulties together here. So, I just wanted to make sure that it was actually broadcasting live because I don't know what I'm doing. But, assalamu alaikum, Sasha.
Walaikum salam, Sister Kalima. Oh my goodness. You know what? I gotta make a correction. It's Seisha. Everybody calls me.
What
I
is
know.
that on your?
Yes, yes, yep. I've been getting that all my life. So that's look.
Sorry about that.
No problem.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Peace and blessings. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As you can see, we're trying to get ourselves together here, mainly me. And Seisha agreed to um, help me with my unboxing of
Mhm.
Hidden in Plain Sight. And I think I want to make sure that I'm having technical difficulties. So that's why if you found the post twice in two different places, that is why. It is because of me. And I wanted to just make sure that I had everything together. So what we're going to do here is the live unboxing. We're going to do the live unboxing of Hidden in Plain Sight. And then we're going to just talk. I was still trying to make sure everything was okay there on Facebook. I don't know what's happening, but it'll be seen either live now or it'll be seen later. So, but Seisha, I want to explain to you how I ended up asking Seisha to join me on this live. And it was because I went to my Facebook analytics and I said, who's the most active person on my Facebook page? Who, and it'll show you. So you actually comment more, you share more, you come in and have discussions on my page. So I said, I'm just going to pick the person that's most active on the page. So I went in there to look. I saw that it was you. I was super excited because I know you're an avid reader. You push reading for kids. You have book programs. And so it seemed like it was just serendipity that when I look on my analytics, your name comes at the top of the list. So
Wow.
this is how I ended up picking Stacia to help me. I'm flying by the seat of my pantyhose because I don't know what's going on with the with the live. But so I have the box here, and I have to tell y'all something funny. So last week I inboxed Stacia and said, "Hey, the box is here. The box is here. Let's do the live tonight." And then when I went to get the box, it was a box of sneakers that my son had ordered for school. So I'm so glad I didn't open the box of sneakers.
That would have been a trip, boy.
Crazy. And I emailed her, like, false alarm. It's a
Right.
box of sneakers, I would have been open a box of Nikes. The box, and this is the official box, and it does say, yeah, that it's from the publishing,
All right, good.
Here we go. No more delays. And then we're going to have a quick chat after that. I I have not opened this box. I haven't seen anything. Let me tell you, every time my door camera would go off, I would run and be somebody walking their dog. This has been going on for a week or so.
Oh my
And
God.
finally, it's actually the box. So I was very happy to come home today and have the box here.
This is exciting, y'all.
And, woo, Lord. Here it is.
Oh my God.
Here is Hidden in Plain Sight. It's actually here. I'm so excited. This is
Yes.
the pack.
Oh yeah. It's on. It's on.
Yeah.
Congratulations, sis.
I don't know if I'm going the right way.
No, that's right. Perfect. Right there. Yep.
It's the front.
Mm-hmm.
It's here. It's official. It's just,
Yeah.
oh my goodness.
Oh,
I'm think right now. I'm just, yeah.
having
So
a new book in
it's
your hands. Oh my God. The smell of
here.
the pages.
Yes. The deal is they sent me a complimentary box of books. And once I have it in my hand and approve, because they said sometimes people get it, say, oh, it's darker than I thought, or I want a glossy cover now. I changed my mind about something, right? And so they want you to approve the actual book. And then after that, once I hit that approve button tonight, everything will fall and go into action. They will have, it will be available at Barnes and Noble, Amazon, Google Play, and iTunes. And I am going to have a book launch event that's going to be in person, in Virginia Beach. And we're going to have poetry. I have two really good poets lined up, and one male and one female. I have a singer lined up, and she's a very nice sister in the community who, just is starting to try, just start her singing career. She's a senior citizen, so it's great. She's like living her best life.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we'll have poetry, music, light refreshments. You'll get to go on the red carpet and get your picture taken on the backdrop of Hidden in Plain Sight. And you'll get to get a copy of the book. And with each ticket, you will get one copy of the book. But the biggest thing is at the book launch event is I'm going to donate a portion of each ticket to a local women's shelter. They're going to be at the event. I'm going to tell everyone about the shelter, how you can get information. It is a private location for this shelter because it is for, victims of domestic violence.
Mm-hmm.
Give out information there. And if anyone wants to get help and assistance or wants to volunteer, because she's always looking for people to assist, she's going to be there. And so that's going to happen hopefully in the next few weeks. But Hidden in Plain Sight, I'm going to approve this. I don't see anything wrong. Do you?
Nope, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah, I don't see.
Can I see the back? Can we see the back? Because we want to see. I love it. I love that picture of you too. Beautiful. Yes. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So this is it. It's here. And let's see, if there are any questions. I know Sasha has some questions. Oh, I'm sorry. Sasha has questions. And so we've been friends on Facebook forever. We've never actually met.
I know.
So I'm sorry. I keep saying Sasha. Sasha is right there.
Yep.
Okay. So what do you think so far?
It's amazing, and I can't wait to get my hands on a copy of that book and also to be able to distribute it to the community because, first of all, let me just say this. Honey, your marketing game is just on point. For real. I'm like, that's just to know how to market. Okay. I mean, it's like, and I love how you mean just your different examples of your posts, your education, centered around narcissism. I mean, it's an empowerment. I mean, it's just amazing. So, alhamdulillah, you're an amazing woman. So
thank you. Actually, on the marketing, this is not the marketing. It's just my dibbling dabbling. So the publisher will have their own marketing plan, and they will create a business Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. They'll create a YouTube channel. And so that's when the real marketing plan will start. And of course, they couldn't do that without me approving the book. So now that
Right.
I want to approve the book, then you'll see a different type of marketing going on. But that was just me kind of stepping out early on my Facebook page and, leveraging my current Facebook page to just, create a buzz. But thank you. I was just kind of playing it by ear and looking at other things that I've seen other people do on Facebook. I'm in a lot of book clubs and stuff like that on Facebook. So,
No,
yeah.
but honestly, if you think about it, I mean, marketing, it could, whatever, if a person want to, go the route of, paying someone or going through an agency, whatever. But what you did grassroots because you were connecting, like you said, to the people you were already, Facebook friends with. And then you were like talking about a lot of different pain points. You were bringing that out consistently. I mean, you just consistently posting, yeah, it's coming. And then you all, here's some more information, about what narcissism is and, empowerment, all of those things. So, honey, you got that.
Yeah, it's been definitely a labor of love and healing. You
Mm,
know,
mm,
I talked about how in one of my posts, like don't like closure is overrated, right? And so
right.
getting closure from that person. If they injured you, they're not likely to give you closure. They might reel you back in to injure you some more,
Yeah.
manipulate you some more. You have to create your own closure. And so when it was explained to me what had happened to my life, I
Mm.
started doing research because I'm a policy analyst by profession. So I love to research and dig, dig, dig. And that became this. I was just kind of researching for my own healing and
Okay.
understanding.
Mm-hmm.
And, my brother-in-law, he said, you have to write a book. You have to help other people not go through what you went through. And I
Mm.
was really researching just for my own comfort, and just so I understand, this thing. But then it ended up I was able to do a 7-week column in the Muslim Journal about abandonment and about psychological abuse. That was quite by surprise. And then after that, I was getting requests or people emailing me and inboxing me like, why did you only write about Muslims? This happens to, a lot of people. And so then it evolved into the book. But then I didn't want to just write a book about my experience.
Yeah.
And
Right.
that's why I ended up interviewing women from different backgrounds, Muslim, Christian, Catholic,
Mm.
Hispanic, South American. And so that's how, the whole thing came about.
Oh wow, yeah, that was it's actually because of course that was definitely one of my questions. I wanted to know what was the motivating factor
Mhm.
behind you starting to write your book, and you explained that thoroughly. Did you so even kind of walk us through a little bit in terms of like your journey, your writing process, right? Like was it a thing where you started off with journaling first, or how did it come
Someone
about?
else asked me that. I don't like to journal, but I've been writing professionally in my profession as a policy analyst because I,
Mhm.
you know, um, was for the last 23 years, I worked for the federal government and I was writing policies and procedures and analyzing different policies. So I was constantly writing. When I was 12, I remember as far back as 11 and 12, I wanted to write a book. But I always thought about writing a book of poetry because I was always writing I have mounds and mounds of poetry around here.
What? Oh, that's your next book. Okay, but anyway, go ahead.
Poetry and short stories and
Right.
never did because
Yeah.
I majored in English lit, but I
Mm-hmm.
ended up going into the federal government and just writing policies, policies, policies.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't until this happened, like I said, where, I had this very traumatic experience and then it just ballooned into me researching it and then doing the articles in the Muslim Journal. And then, it just kind of took on a life of itself.
Oh,
Kind of went from 0 to 60,
wow.
and I had no idea that this was going to happen. I didn't even plan for this to happen.
Mm.
And I'm 54, and so I say
What?
that to say,
Okay,
yeah,
black don't crack. Okay, but go ahead, girl.
that to say, you never know when your dream is going to come, and it's never too late. Just like the sister that's going to sing,
Yeah.
she's, she's over 60. I don't know if she want me to tell her age, but she don't look a day over. She's
You
like
know, you
15
know
years.
how us black women be.
Yeah, but you never know it's never too late to live out your dream. I thought I was
Mm-hmm.
going to write a book about something else, but then Allah, God gave me something else to write about. And
Mm.
and the darkest time in my life
Yeah.
became this, which is actually now the most exciting time in my life. So you just never know. You just have to go on the journey, that Allah is giving you, and trust that on the other end is going to be something good for you. After every hardship comes ease. You have to trust the process and trust the journey. But
Mm.
I had two counselors. I had a counselor and a therapist, a Muslim and a Christian, a man and a woman. It took all of
Mm.
them to put this back, to put me back together.
Yeah.
But I was writing the whole time. I was researching the whole time, and it brought about my own healing and my closure. I made my own closure,
Your own closure.
right? That's why I want to tell people, don't go running to the person that injured you asking for closure.
Mm-hmm.
If it was something that was clearly accidental, a mutual type of this just isn't working. But if someone is intentionally injuring you, you can't go to that person and say, "Oh, now I want closure," or what, you're going to get more injury.
Mm.
And so that's what I want. The one of the big things I want people to know, like, create your own closure, because if you ask for closure for someone else, you put them in charge of your healing.
Mm. Mm.
You're giving them permission to tell you when to be healed.
Come
I'm
on.
going to give you this closure or not. No, create your own closure.
Mm. I want, can you, as much as you've definitely talked about narcissism and been defining it, but can you just give us a little, bit more in terms of like what narcissism is, like, some different, signs, red flags, that you would like to, just kind of drive home, maybe some things that are common, in terms of with narcissism.
Um, I think the biggest thing that I would want to say is that not all bad behavior is narcissism. People use it all the time,
Go
and
ahead.
it's not true. Like, some people have bad behavior because they
Mm-hmm.
have that upbringing, or because they're angry, or because they're immature, or because they're
Mm-hmm.
or because they lack knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and so they just exhibit bad behavior. It
Mm-hmm.
could be that they had some injury themselves or some abuse themselves that created this bad behavior.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that they are a narcissist, right? But
Okay.
narcissism is beyond that. It's kind of when it permeates every part of your life, when this self-centeredness, this selfishness,
Mm-hmm.
this grooming people, manipulation, when this type of behavior goes through every part of your life, at home, at work, at school, in your religious community, the narcissist is a shapeshifter. They can kind of morph themselves into whatever the surrounding is, to exhibit this type of acceptable behavior, right?
Mm-hmm.
They will have a grooming process. There will be the grooming, which is the love bombing. They will be amenable, very helpful. They will do this stuff publicly, right? They will be on their best behavior, and then
Ooh.
they will start the demeaning and the diminishing, and it could turn into all sorts of abusive behavior. But they do this publicly because when you report their behavior, people say, "I've never seen that."
Mm.
Church every Sunday. He
Mm.
is Sadaka, he's always giving charity at the mosque. He's always helping children. I've never seen that behavior that you're talking about. This is part of the grooming process.
Yeah.
And then comes, the abandonment or physical abuse or desertion and things of that nature. So it's different. The difference between someone who just has bad behavior and
Yeah.
someone who has narcissistic behavior is the intent, I would say.
Mm.
Person can have bad behavior, and it could be a temporary one-time thing. It has no real intent. It has no real deception behind it. It's
Okay.
not a diabolical process. With a narcissist, they start out with this bad intent. They intend to groom you. They intend to diminish you. They intend to harm you psychologically, emotionally. They intend to neglect, financially. They intend to abuse you spiritually.
Mm.
The intent. And then you'll find the pattern. They'll do it over and over again. If you do a background check on these people, you'll find out, oh, they've been doing this a lot. They've done
Mm.
it multiple times. It's not a one-time thing. And so that's kind of the difference between someone having bad behavior. It was
Okay.
temporary. It was sporadic. It was just judgment. We all do that. And
Right.
the narcissist having a whole lifestyle around manipulation,
Mm.
abuse, grooming, abandonment, demeaning, spirit breaking. It's a whole lifestyle around it. And another thing about the narcissist, most of them have addictive behaviors. They could be addicted to drugs, alcohol, movies. Some things you can't say on Facebook.
Yeah, yeah.
Addicted to all types of things. And so, they have this addictive behavior. So there's definitely a difference between an actual narcissist and someone who just has bad behavior, and you have to be able to determine what it is.
So now let me ask you this because, okay, so all of these traits you're describing, my thing is what is usually the root cause of the narcissism? Is it because usually somebody was abused, somebody was demeaned, or just totally neglected, growing up? Is that where the root cause is from?
In the research that I did for my book, there were two main causes, which is what you just mentioned. They may
Okay,
have experienced some type of psychological and emotional abuse,
okay,
neglect, and abandonment as a child,
okay,
or in a previous, situation. And
okay.
the other thing is the total opposite: too much attention as a child, being
Mm,
on a pedestal, feeling like
mm,
there's a difference between saying I'm just as good,
right.
teaching how I'm just as good as those around me, or teaching your child you're better than those around you. And because you're better, you get to have privileges and you get to at any cost. You can have whatever you want at any cost. You can abuse people, you can manipulate people, you can do all these things
Mm,
because you're special and you're privileged and you can do this. And without any accountability. Because the one thing, when I said don't go back to the person that injured you for closure,
mhm,
because the narcissist is going to always leave you open ended without closure. That is their point, to humiliate you,
mhm,
mean you, not
mhm,
only just to leave, but to leave in the most psychologically damaging way. That is the point,
mm.
to break you. And so that's different, you see, from a person who just has bad behavior. You
Right.
just, that's a totally different, and it's a lifestyle, for the narcissist. And they hide behind religion, they hide behind wealth, they hide behind social status, education,
Mm,
and that's the other thing. There's a fake persona that they put out to the public, and there's a whole different person that you will find privately.
mm. So really, what needs to obviously, which I know you definitely have talked about in the book, in terms of we got to focus on healing big time in our community so that we can stop passing on, number one, a lot of the abusive uh, disciplinarian tactics that happens a lot in, especially in African American community. Still, people feeling like, oh, okay, I'm a whoop your behind for this. I'm a, go off on you on that, because I'm definitely, somebody who's, been reading more about that and, finding that we need to move far away from that, period, point blank. But just the whole aspect of making sure that we are raising our children in a way that is healthy, like you said, and not doing the opposite though, not doing the entitlement thing. I mean, having a balance, right? Like what we're taught, to be moderate, have a balance, and not being, one extreme or the other. So
Right.
yeah. Oh my goodness. I definitely, one of the things, have you thought, let me ask you this will, because I know, we're coming up on time, but what about, have you thought about going to the different, like masjids or either, other religious communities and talking about how this book would be a benefit, to the community? Have you thought about that?
Oh yes, definitely. And I've received some invitations already to do
Oh,
just that. And I did, in the book, I do give, uh, I cite Quran and Bible in the
mm,
book.
mm-hmm.
And because, I do say in the book, like, we're putting religion aside
Mm-hmm.
because people from all religions suffer from this type of abuse.
Yeah.
So wherever I have, a citation from the Quran, I have an equivalent citation from the Bible, and show
Mm-hmm.
how these things, that I mean, these books stand on the same side of this issue when it
Yeah.
comes to abuse, when it comes to, dealing with depression, dealing with anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
Women in my book are Muslim and Christian and Catholic. They're African American, Caucasian, South American.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a poor people's problem. It's not a
Got
black
you.
people's problem. It's not
Right.
an educated people's problem. It's
Mm,
a problem that everyone can come across.
right.
You know, and when you read the book and
Yeah.
the interviews, there's interviews from the women. You would say, "Oh my gosh, were they all married to the same person?" Because the narcissists, they're all the same. They have the same process: love bombing, demeaning, spirit breaking, abuse, abandonment. Boom, that's it. But all the people have the same process, right?
Mm,
Someone did ask me that I find that Muslim women were more protected because of the process. No, or Christian women. The women in the
mhm,
book were not protected. They were not protected by their clergy. They were not protected by their communities.
mm,
They were not protected by their families, not negligently so, but because the grooming process
yeah.
includes all of them. They don't just groom you, they're going to groom your family, they're going to groom your friends, your co-workers, your religious community. So
Mm,
when you report the abuse, every place you could go for support has been compromised and you have nowhere to go. Okay. So, race, religion, socioeconomic status, educational status, none of these things point to you're going to be a victim because you don't have these things.
mhm.
Safe. Because we think, oh, he's a Muslim, he's a Christian, I'm safe. No, so you really have to dig deep and do your background checks. And
Got
I do talk in the book about those 9 red flags,
okay.
how you not what the question to ask and then the follow up. You might ask the right question, but you gotta also have the right follow up. I talk about that in the book, and then I
Mm,
talk about the 8 steps to recovery. If the abuse was mental, physical, spiritual, and financial,
okay.
the healing must be mental, physical, spiritual, and financial. So I talk
Mm.
about that as well.
Oh wow. That you holding a gym. You are
Thank
holding a gym. Yes, I am definitely going to be getting copies, like I told you. So yeah, inshallah. I'm
you.
looking forward to it. Oh my God. I'm so happy for you, sis. Oh
So
my goodness.
we're not gonna keep people because we said we took.
Yep.
I took about 10 minutes getting us up here. But this is, hidden in plain sight is here. Once I'm going to hit the button tonight to say go forward, and it will be available at Barnes and Noble, um, Amazon, Google Play, and iTunes. And there will be a paperback. The paperback is $19.95. The publisher sets the price. The hardback is going to be $28.95,
Mm-hmm.
and the Google Play and iTunes is going to be $9.95. And I'm going to post information about how you can get your copy. But hopefully, you will get your copy when you come to the launch event. And the tickets for the launch event will include one paperback copy. It would include a donation to the women's shelter here that's local to Hampton Roads. And it
Mm-hmm.
would include some refreshments and some entertainment. And you'll walk on the red carpet,
Ooh.
with your ticket. And I'm just really excited, and it's just I don't even know what to say.
Oh, look, your face
Here.
is says it all. I mean, just we know how you feel. I mean, it's we feeling it with you because I'm just extremely happy for you. Let me ask real quick. It's going to be on Audible. Are you going to do the audio version?
Yes, they will do that as well, but
Okay.
initially it'll be that Google Play and iTunes is the electronic version.
Okay.
They will do that as well, and
Mhm.
so yeah, I'm just kind of man,
Okay.
I'm along for the ride. It's
Yeah.
like my
You got to do that. You got to have it because, oh my goodness, I love listening to books being read on Audible. Oh my God. So that would be a great, great pick. Yep.
I was telling someone today, it's like my trauma birthed a baby. And this is the baby. So now I'm happy. You know how when you have a baby, you have all of that going
Yep.
on. You don't remember that. You just remember
Exactly.
the beautiful baby that you
Yes.
had. And, God bless women not to remember the struggle.
No, I know, right? That's what we can have multiple kids, a lot of us, right?
Right. But my struggle, let my struggle, be your survival guide. And my struggle birthed this baby. And I hope and pray that it's
Mm.
helpful, it's helpful to others.
Oh yeah, inshallah, it definitely will be. Well, I'm saying thank you again for what you have done for our community.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And thank you for joining me on this,
Yeah,
impromptu.
it was. I told you, I felt honored. I was like, me? Oh my God. Oh, okay. Thank you, sis.
Okay. Well, assalamu alaikum, peace and blessings, everyone. Hidden in plain sight is here, and just I'll definitely let you know tomorrow, like what's gonna happen next.
No.
Excited.
All right. Take care. Have a beautiful night.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.